is for the Rector of North Texas Tres Dias. The very first thing you want to do is go to our NTTD Connect at this address. Once you're there, you'll log in. Once logged in, you'll see the menu to the left. If yours is collapsed, you will only see the icons. You'll want to expand that. Find where it says Groups. Once you go to Groups, you'll see all the groups that you're involved in. You should see your weekend group. For our purposes, I'll use this team. You will eventually have 2 groups for your weekend. You'll have a group that includes the team and the pescadors, and you'll also have one that just says team. And that's the one that you and your team will be involved in during the planning process. I'm going to show you how to set up your team. Your team will already exist in your group will already exist, and you're going to add your team. So the very first thing you'll do is you'll go to Group Actions in the upper right hand corner. Click on Edit Participant List. Here is where you can add your group members. So you can do this by adding or inviting new people. You'll click on that link and you can search by name, or there are other ways that you can search, but if you're going to just be adding them one at a time, you'll do people by name. You'll search for your team members, and I would suggest doing this right after you add them to your schedule so you don't forget. So you will select your team member, and you can do multiple team members at a time if you'd like. And then you'll select Add Now. Now that group member is added to your team. And if you go back to Group, Edit Participant List, you'll be able to see that group member. There are different statuses that you're going to have. You're going to be the main group leader, and that cannot be changed. But you can also have just regular group members, which most of your team will be. But you can also add assistant leaders. So you'll just click on the person you want to make an assistant leader that will be able to send messages and texts. You select that by choosing assistant leader and selecting OK. And that will make them the assistant leader. To the right, you'll see everyone's communication settings. If they have a mail icon, that means that they can receive messages via email. If you select the bubbles, that they can receive comments via email. This green T means that they can get a text, and all that means is that they will receive a text. This program has integrated the Twitter feature as well, but you don't need to use that. You can just, that just means that you can text them and they will receive texts. And this one chooses communication settings. So that means that they have chosen to receive communication from you. So all that legend is right here. You can, up at the top, see all participants. You can see leaders, and that will just show you all the leaders of the group, open invitations, and membership requests. Hopefully you wouldn't get membership requests unless you added a team member to your team but have not added them to your group yet. You can go back to group, go back to the home page of your group, and you'll see this is your home page, and there are things that you can personalize here. If you go to Group Actions in the upper right hand corner and say Edit Group Settings, you'll have the authority to do this and the admin settings to do this. You can add a description. So if you wanted to add your weekend information, you can do that right here. If you want to add a photo to your group, you can do that right here. A lot of rectors choose to put their weekend image. So you select Choose File, and you can upload a file from there. And it gives you the dimensions here, the 16:9 aspect ratio. And there is a limit to the size, and it also must be JPEG. There are some other things that you can choose here as well. You can go to some of these do not pertain to you, like meeting time and day, area of town, things like that. If you go to options, you will have these checked so that group members can send you messages, create needs, and upload files. And yours will be listed. Yours will be listed here. So if anyone searches in groups, they'll be able to see your group. And then you will save that information. And once you save, you'll be able to see your image there. You can also click on messages up at the top. You can send group messages by selecting new message and creating that message right in the program. You can choose who you want it to send to. You can do all participants, the leaders, or specific group members. This is really great if you don't want to memorize everyone's email, or if you don't want to put all of their emails in your email server. You can just message them through here and it shows up as an email from you in their email box. You can put all of your information that you need here. You can attach files. You can put a picture in there. You can create links and send them any links that you need. You can just send things to leaders, and you can have a leaders here as well. When you send a message by email, people can reply to that message, and it will create a message group. And all of those replies will be under the original message that was sent. Then you can click on calendar, and here is where you can add your weekend meetings or any information that you need for your team, any pertinent calendar invites right here. You do that, create a new one by clicking new event and adding all of your information here. There is an option to check in, and we do want to be able to check in. So go ahead and enable check-in. It's not currently here, but it will be for you. If you need any help with that, you can ask the tech CHAWS or the tech committee. You can upload files to your group. So if you have rosters or prayer bell lists or anything, you can upload any files you need here. Just select new file, and you can put a description, a label, and then choose your file. And you can choose whether or not you want someone to be logged in to access their file. And if it's a secure file or if it's just pertinent to your team, I would suggest clicking on that. If you click on needs up at the top, you'll see that there is a place where you can post needs. This is really neat if you want to create a prayer list, or if you want to create a list for palanca or kitchen items to bring. You would just do a title, need title, a description. You can add a coordinator. Anyone on the team can do this. If it's public, so if you want to make this public to the community at large, then they can see your list and sign up for things on this list. This location option is optional, so you don't need to do that if you do not want to. And then you'll just add the items requested and the date you would need them. You do not have to add a date, I don't believe, but you can, and what you would do is just add your weekend date. For items, you can do items for people to bring or prayer requests, and people can sign up for those things. And you can always add more lines at the bottom. And then you would hit save, but I will hit cancel right now. That is pretty much everything for your team. This is where you will have all of your information, all of your communication. Think of this as your own personal website or your own personal Facebook to contact everyone. A couple more features. In the upper right hand corner, you'll see a little piece of paper. If you click on that, you have lots of information. You can print a directory, birthday list. You can export individuals. So if you're wanting to export individuals to have just a list of your team, you can do that. You can download a group contact list, a name list, event list. So there's lots of information that you can do here. You can also, under group actions, you can send a text. So this is what I was saying. You can send a text to your team. It says Twitter, but you do not have to do Twitter. You'll see if everyone has their text enabled, and I would highly recommend encouraging your team to making sure their communication settings have the text feature selected for your group. Then you'll add your text, and then you would say send now, and your team would get that as a text on their phone. You can also send a mail merge. You can print labels or name tags, send participant logins if you're having someone new who's never been on NTTD Connect, but you add them to your team. In your group, you can send their logins if they don't know how to get onto our system. If you have any other questions or you need further explanation, you can contact help@nttd.org.com. And you can get a hold of one of the tech committee members and we'll help you out. Thank you so much. Good luck